not know where the brakes are located on that bike. All right, peeps, it is Thursday the 22nd. Thursday the 22nd of May. We are in the car on our way to do another food shop. I have done a food plan this week because I'm tired of eating the same things. So trying to expand the palette a little bit. So we're on our way to do that. It's been a very busy morning. We should have been out earlier on. But I've had a call from the hospital. My CT scan that I had, was that 2 weeks ago, Mum? Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. No, it was a week ago. It was just after your birthday. So the CT scan I had on the 13th of May, they have discussed it in, what do they call it? The MDT, multidisciplinary team meeting that they have. So what happens is if they spot something and they need to discuss it, they will discuss it in that meeting. And it looks like I was discussed in that meeting. I'm used to being discussed in that meeting because I was discussed in that meeting for many weeks leading up to my surgery and watch this guy. Sheesh. Yeah, I was discussed for many weeks leading up to my surgery because they were trying to.
He could have waited for me to go past.
Yeah, he could have done. He could have done, but he's an ass.
Nobody's behind me.
But he's an ass. Anyway, I'm used to being discussed because, like I said, when I first got diagnosed and they were trying to decipher whether or not I had to have a mastectomy or not. Yeah, there was a lot going on back and forth, so I'm used to it. So apparently I was discussed at the meeting on, did you say Tuesday, Wednesday? One of the days, and this week, and they have decided that the growth that is in my stomach has to be removed because it has grown since, I think it was November was the last time I had that scan. Now in November when I had that scan, they said that it had kind of remained the same, so they weren't worried about it. But we always knew that they always knew I had to have it removed just based on the size of it, and that because it was giving me some discomfort. It's always been around the 5.5 or 5.6 or 5.8. Somewhere between 5.5 and 5.8 millimeters, centimeters. One of those. I think it's centimeters. It is centimeters. It's centimeters. So it's always been between 5.5 and 5.8 centimeters. The reason why they've called me is because they've now measured it and it is now 6.5. So in the last 7 months, it has grown 7 millimeters. Millimeters? You clearly know that I don't know my measurements.
I'm not sure.
It's one of those, but it's basically grown. Yeah, it's basically grown from 5.8 to 6.5. So for them, it's a bit of a concern and it needs to be removed. This may well be the reason why I've been having a lot of stitches and pains in my abdomen and stomach. This may be contributing to that. I don't know. After doing some research today though, I was just saying to Mum, this now makes sense why. I have a funny feeling this has been growing for a very, very long time. Look at this. Look, why is everybody... This is not Mario Kart. Oh my gosh. That guy was driving like he was Bowser in Mario Kart. If I ever showed you guys. Wowzer. Yeah, I think this has been growing for a long time because they've said that these growths can actually cause... Do they call it iron deficiency, anemia? Oh, Lord. Get my teeth in. And I've had an issue with my iron since... God, we're going back probably maybe 10 years or so. I've had an issue with my iron levels being low. So I'm wondering if it was something that started off small and has grown over the last few years. And I don't know what has kicked it into gear, but it has grown significantly in the last couple of years, I would say. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know how soon they're going to do the operation, which also means I need to come off my tamoxifen, which is coming off again and having to restart again. That's a whole process because I have to come off of it. But I'm also due to have my surgery for my breast reduction. Don't use an indicator, mate, by any means. I'm also supposed to have the other breast reduced. Now I think this may delay that. So there's a lot going on, and I feel very much all over the place at the moment because I didn't think the stomach would be that soon. I don't know what the surgery is going to entail. I don't know what the recovery time is like. I don't know what it's going to affect because it is in my stomach. I don't know how bad I'm going to feel after. There's just a whole rigmarole. I feel a little bit emotional today, but they were trying to get me in, and this is how I know it is quite serious, because they were trying to get me in to see the surgeon tomorrow. And that very rarely happens. The surgeon can't see me tomorrow. I think he's got a full clinic. So he said they are trying to,
Over on that side.
they're trying to, 1 minute, kind of not straight. So I feel a little bit out of sorts today because that wasn't the news I was expecting to hear. Yeah, it wasn't what I was hoping for, but that might account to why I've been not been feeling 100%, why I've been feeling tired and fatigued. Who knows? But yeah, we wait and see. I'm waiting for an appointment sometime next week, and then I don't know how soon after that appointment they're looking to do the surgery. And now I feel like my surgeon isn't going to do the surgery to probably maybe September, October now. This is, yeah. Do you know what? I'm kind of glad it's being dealt with because it's been causing me a little bit of pain in the last few weeks. So, Mum's sitting here eating. She's ready to go. All right, let's go.
I'm waiting on you.
She's waiting on me. I'm ranting. So let's go. Let's go and do a food shop quickly so we can get in and out before these gremlins come out of school. Yes, I call them gremlins. And the supermarket gets full. So let's go and do this. And I'll catch up with you guys when I've finished. Morning, guys. I'm getting ready to make my way to the hospital in a little while. So I thought we'll do another chat while I get ready with me kind of video. I'm just going to do my hair and I'm just going to chat. I think the last the last time I vlogged, I was on my way to do a shop and I was telling you guys that my CT scan has shown that the growth in my stomach has grown, and I'm being called in to go and see the consultant to talk about getting it now removed. And I need to watch back that footage because I don't really know where my mind was at, because I don't think I came back after shopping to even update you guys. I think I just crashed out. I had a valid little crash out when I came home. I just felt all over the place. I think it threw me off, and I spent most of the day just a little dazed, if I'm honest with you. I was a little dazed because I was just like, I don't know. I think I started to panic, and I've been very anxious for the last few days because I have no idea what this surgery is going to entail. And I think it was one of the reasons why I was very much about wanting to go and see that team ages ago, so that I kind of had time to sit with the idea of what I'm going to have to go through, because this surgery has always been, I know this surgery has always been in the pipeline, so to speak. I just knew it would be after my cancer treatment. But I also know that I have also my other, my breast reduction on the other side, on my right-hand side to do. And I kind of wasn't sure when it was going to take place. And having conversations with my oncologist over the last few months, and she's like, well, they've ordered a scan, and this was back last year. She said they should have really called you in to have a conversation with you about what they plan to do going forward, when they're looking to do it, because it has to be removed. It's too big, and it's causing me a lot of discomfort. So, all right, cool. I was praying for I kind of knew there was a growth. So I knew the CT scan was going to come back and show that. Sorry, I need to spray this. For anyone asking, this is just boiled, filtered water and rose water. Morning. And I just do it to kind of get the moisture in my hair before I put the gel and what have you on it. Right, let's get to creaming it up. So I just use a little bit of this. I don't know if you lot can see that. It's the Melanin
hair care twist elongating style cream. I just use a little bit just to help keep my curls moisturized and not go too hard with the gel. But anyway, as I was saying, I always knew that I would have to have it removed, and I kind of was waiting for that conversation. So when I had the CT scan, I knew that it was going to show that we know that's there. Obviously I was just making sure that nothing else was showing up. So, I haven't been told anything else. So that's a bonus. I think apart from that, that's the only thing. But again, I won't really know that until I go and see the oncologist on next week, Monday. So yeah, in about a week's, just under a week's time. So when they called me on Thursday, I think I just was in panic mode. I don't know if I was in panic mode, but yeah, I just didn't really know how to take it, because now I'm like, oh my God, it's growing. What can be causing it to grow? Am I doing something that could be causing it to grow? Has it gone from being benign to being malignant? Like, all of these thought processes were literally swirling around in my head, which I think is kind of valid, but I was, I can feel her flesh coming. Yeah, which was valid, but it wasn't necessarily the greatest way to deal with it. Side note, I use this now on my hair. I've always been hearing about the Do and hearing about their products and how good they were. And now I can attest, they are very good. I use the gel. I do use the foam, but I use the foam when I want more of a hard set. So like if I'm going out somewhere and I want my hair to stay and don't get frizzy, then I use that. But if it's just day to day, I use a bit of the gel just to help keep my curls defined. Although I do need to wash my hair, but I'll probably do it at the end of the week. I haven't got anything major this week. I've got the oncologist on Monday. But, I've got my dental hygienist on Friday, and food shop. That's it for the rest of the week after this appointment, I think. We hope. So yeah, as I was saying, I, just had a valid crash out, and I think I spent the last few days trying to make sense, and I have been very anxious. I was very anxious last night. I did not sleep well at all. I don't know how soon this operation is going to need to be, but my aunt had booked a week away for us in Norfolk. It was originally supposed to be for her birthday, but now it's for her husband's birthday. So we're going to this like forest north. I don't know where it is, some forest. But yeah, anyway, 2 minutes. Let me go and wash my hands. All right, so my hair is now done. Just put my earrings on and I can go and make myself something to eat. So what was I going to say? So yeah, I don't think I was ready to hear, and also to hear that it's gone from 5.8 to 6.5. I believe it's centimeters. It's grown 0.7 millimeters. I think that's right. When did I have my last scan? I think I had my last scan, might have been November or October of last year. Might have been November. I can't remember exactly. It might have been November because I think it was quite close to Christmas. Yeah. And we are only we're just in May. I had that scan at the beginning of May. Yeah, I don't think it's a good sign. I don't know what's causing it. I'm hoping maybe my consultant today will be able to shed a little bit of light and put me at ease. I mean, they've told me that it is a leiomyoma. I will put on the screen what it is, which is like a growth of cells of some kind. But I don't know. Let's put this on. I don't know how invasive this surgery is going to be. I was hoping it was going to be keyhole. But I think just based on maybe how large it is, maybe where it is. I don't know how easy that's going to be achieved. So yeah, there's a lot of variables right now. Like I said, to say I'm not anxious, I would be lying to you. I'm very, very anxious because I don't know how soon. With my breast surgery, I had a few weeks to get, you know, used to the idea. But then there's also the other curveball, which is me being on tamoxifen, and tamoxifen doesn't allow your blood to clot properly. So like if you're going in for major surgery, you've got to come off of it before you go for surgery. I don't know how long I need to be off it. I mean, my oncologist said about 2 weeks before and about 2 weeks after. I don't know how true that is. I've read online as much as 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't know if that's going to delay things. I don't really know, but obviously coming off, I've only just gone back on it and I don't want to be off of it for too long. But then there's also the fact that I have to come off of it for this surgery. Now I don't know what's going to happen with my breast surgery, which I was going to see my surgeon on the 18th of June to give me a date. I can't see them doing the surgery too close together. So I think that's probably now going to get pushed to the end of the year. So then it will be like me going off to come back on to go. At this point, I don't know. But we stay positive. That is the whole name of the game. What else can I do? I can't do anything else. I can't. Yeah. So I'm going to go downstairs now because I don't know what time it is. 12:30. I need to go downstairs to make something to eat because I think my mum will be here just before 2:00. And I need to charge this camera. So let me go and do that. And hopefully I will take you with me today. All right, peeps. It has been weeks since I have picked up this camera and vlogged. There has been a lot going on. I don't even know what the last video I filmed was. What did I even say? I think I was going to see the gastro team about my stomach. And I don't know if I have explained, but I'll just do a quick summary here. The growth that I had in my stomach, if you watched my very first video on my diagnosis, I told you in that video that I had a growth also, that I also found a growth in my stomach, which came back as benign, but still needed to be removed. But they wouldn't do that until my treatment has done. And as you all well know, I have finished treatment. Yay! Well, finished active treatment. I've still got long-term treatment in terms of hormone suppression. But anyway, on a CT scan that I just had, it has shown that the growth has grown. And I only had one in November and the last one I had was May. So in between that space of time, there has been, to them they say it's not big, but it's gone from 5 point something to 6.5. I think it's like 0.7 centimeters. You see, this is why I don't do maths. This is why
That's basic stuff.
why my son is the mathematician and I am the artist.
7 millimeters.
7 millimeters. It's grown in that short space of time. So I had an appointment with them, and I think that might have been the last time I picked up the camera. And we had the meeting with my surgeon and consultant, and basically it's going to be removed. However, the issue that it is where the growth is very near to the end of my esophagus, and he's 90% sure he can remove it without any issues. However, there is a 10% chance he thinks that I may have to have my complete stomach removed. So that is why you guys haven't seen me, because I have been mentally and emotionally preparing myself, because obviously they have to give you the best and the worst, because as he said in the meeting, he can't wake me up to go, oh, by the way, we can't remove the growth, so we're going to have to remove your stomach. So they have to tell me before they put me under that, he won't know until he actually starts the operation and has a look. He thinks from the pictures that he can remove it. I might end up with a slightly wider esophagus at the bottom, which will mean I will have probably quite severe acid reflux. But again, I find acid reflux is usually based on what you eat. So as long as I don't eat too excessively, I should be all right, or spicy foods or things like that, a lot of fried foods and stuff like that. And also I find like tinned tomatoes, I think the acid in the tomatoes also sets me off. So yeah, that's why you guys haven't seen me. But in other news, my scans came back clear, which means, guys, my cancer is in remission. So it was a bittersweet because I got told the week before that I may have to have my stomach removed, and then a week later I got told my cancer was in remission. So yeah, I haven't really vlogged because I've just been trying to cope and deal with that mentally. But in other good news, Kyron has finished college. He is now officially getting ready to start uni. We are on our way out to go and celebrate his last exam and ending this chapter with a little lunch and a little bit shopping. So let's get on the road because it's getting late and I'm baking. We are in a heat wave at the moment and I'm sitting there sweating. Let's go, son. Let's go. Just sit there.